Beatmaking Basics.
What's going on YouTube? Beatmaking Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because we're coming back to back with bangers. Today's video, basically what I'm going to be doing is mixing a boom bap beat in Logic Pro 10. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now first thing I'm going to do is just let you hear a little bit of the beat, and then from there we'll go ahead and go over all of our mixing tips and everything like that. So I'm not gonna let y'all hear the whole beat right here before we actually get to mixing it, but I just wanted you to give a good feel for it. Now, one of the first things that you want to check out in the boom bap beat, to make sure everything sounds good, not distorted, stuff like that. So that's the first thing we want to do, is come in here and actually take the beat right here like that. Highlight everything. I just held down Option and clicked on the faders to bring everything to nominal gain. Also, you want to make sure that your panning is at nominal. And then what we're gonna do is just come over here and under utility put this gain plugin on. And what this gain plugin is gonna do is turn down the sound pre-fader. And so say if you have something that's like blaring or too loud in the mix, you can turn it down before actually mixing it. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and do that with these gain plugins, and then export it and put it into a new session as audio files, and then we'll get into mixing. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to turn this down some. Good. So even though I had a little bit of peaking right there, that's cool. I can still throw this gain plugin on here and turn that down a little bit. All right, cool. So now that I have that going, what I could pretty much do is now just export these files. So I'm gonna push Shift, Command, and E. And then we're gonna just export the files. I'm gonna take this normalize off, include the volume and pan automation. We're not gonna bypass the effects. I can include this audio tail, make sure it's WAV 24-bit, and then for the most part, you're just gonna come over here to your desktop. So let's name this and I'm just gonna go ahead and export those files as audio. Now I could have went ahead and started mixing this session right here. There's not a whole lot going on. There's not a whole lot of plugins on it. so it probably wouldn't have affected it too much. But it's just a good habit to go ahead and export your files as audio. That way, if you do have certain plugins on there, it'll be like written in the track file, and it will be processed better in another session. So I'm gonna go over here and make sure I know what the BPM is, 93, and then I'll do a brand new session here. Do audio, create. And so we'll come over here to this far right, go files, go here, and I got these stems. Now I'm gonna take them back in here. And since these are audio, it'll be a whole lot easier to go ahead and mix this and stuff like that. So yeah, man, we're just gonna take this. I usually like to put my drums on the top and then like my melody and stuff on the bottom. You can come over here and take that one off. Just push tab, tab, tab. I'm gonna push Command A to highlight everything. Shift Option N is a Nancy, and then that's gonna take all the stuff I named there and name it right there. And now everything looks clean. And now we got our beat. So what I'm gonna do is come to the most prevalent part of the beat, meaning the part that has like the most stuff, and I'll kind of just start working on the drums first. So turn all these tracks down, and I'm gonna mix off this kicks going forward. So like I'll just go ahead and I just clicked on held down Option and clicked on any particular nominal gain. I even turn that down some. So that's where everything's gonna be kind of mixed off of. At least for me, that's how we're gonna do it. If you look in there, we still have some headroom. Bring up this hi-hat now. The next part is bringing in the bass. I think mixing with the drums and the bass, that's going to be best to, because the melody part is kind of simple after that. Like what I'm listening for here is just to make sure that the kick, the snare, the hat are still being able to be heard. The kick's still coming in strong, but then you can also still hear this bass. Really, I should call it a sub, but whatever. But we're gonna go ahead and now bring in the pianos and sound and sax and stuff like that. And I know I just have just one sound right here that's coming in at this point, but I'm gonna still raise the volume level for these other ones too at the same time. Kind of see visually in here, I kind of just tucked that piano under everything else. So we got the kick, snare, hat, bass, tuck that right under there. So now I want to kind of come to this next element or part of the beat. This is the hook. It has like the saxophone on it. So we'll get the levels of that. right, bet. So now I feel like my levels are pretty good. From here, we can do some basic panning. And that's going to be where we'll, create more like a stereo image, push stuff to the left or the right. Cool. From here, now is a good time to go ahead and start doing EQ or EQing. And, y'all heard it here on the channel before, like subtractive EQing. Y'all also heard it a lot of places, man. That's going to be the best way to EQ your tracks. Basically, subtractive EQing is taking frequencies out of one track to make room for frequencies in another track. So, for instance, say this bass track right here has a different frequency from this piano. A lot of the main prevalent frequencies are going to be in the low end, 30 to 200. You know what I'm saying? 20 to 200. Really, 20 you ain't gonna hear nothing, but like 30 to 200. So what we could do on the piano is like kind of scale or take away or back off a little bit on the frequencies in this 30 to 200 range, and it will make it so you can hear the bass a little bit clearer. So I'm gonna mute these or solo these out so you can see what I'm talking about. My bad, it has a wrong one solo. Here we go. You see what I'm saying? Like you have from the 20 to the 200 for that like bass. So I kind of rolled off some of that here in this piano, and you're gonna hear it better in the mix. Let me see. So we'll do that also with the saxophone. Take out some of the lows, roll that off as well. And so I wrote off a little bit more on this saxophone. Sometimes you can use your EQ to kind of tuck instruments away, but you don't want to roll off too much to make it sound thin. So you want to just pay attention to how it sounds because each instrument is different. Yeah, man, we can also do a little bit of EQing on the snare. Take out some of the low end on that. Now I'm gonna go to this little second piano here. Make sure that's EQ'd. Alright, bet. So now that I have everything leveled, panned, and EQ'd, now the next thing I would recommend doing is go ahead and put everything in groups. So I'm gonna put the kick, snare, and a hat in one group called drums. We're gonna use, well, not a group, we're gonna actually just take it and bust it to an available aux track. Then we can take the bass, put it on its own group or on the own bus. And then we can put this other melody here on this other bus. And so what's this gonna be able to do is help me to control the different, stems within the track without having to individually to go to each one. So say if I want to turn up the pianos or the melody, I can do that with this knob, with this with the aux tracks. So sorry y'all, there's a plane going by. But basically what I can do now is I can use these to create more headroom. I can use these to, do a lot of things. So let's just check this out. You want to give your track about like -3 max to like -6 or 7 or even like 5 dB of headroom right here. So when it comes to mastering, there'll be, enough room. That's usually what I use these for. Now you can also put plugins on these aux tracks and boost stuff, everything like that. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Like for instance, though. Well, actually, we'll get into now. For instance, like on this melody, if I wanted to, I could put like a vinyl plug-in or some type of saturator plug-in on here. Let's put this Abbey Road vinyl light on here. When we talk about doing boom bap beats, yeah, boom bap beats, even though they're not like lo-fi, you feel me? This could be something that you can put on it. Let's just see how it sounds. So basically, it was sounding a little low in the mix. I think it's because of this little Abbey Road plugin. But I use this MV2 plugin to boost the sound and the melody. So that's like a, you can put this tape effect on there. It's kind of like a personal decision if you decide to do that. Or you can even put these on individual tracks. So yeah, instead of putting it on the whole melody, I'm just gonna put it on the pianos and then leave the sax without it on there. So that was a little something, some I think in the mix I needed to cut out here. This last little thing, I want to have this little cut off. Push Control M. Let's see. All right, so now it's also the point in time where I would decide if I want to go ahead and put some other plugins on there. I kind of already started like with with like a compressor, but in this Abbey. But let's say like with reverb or whatever, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can put it right on the track, but you can also come over here, say like for these piano and the sax, you can come over here to your sends, go to an available bus, and then on that actual auxiliary track, name that reverb. You can go ahead and put like whatever reverb you want on there. So I'm gonna put this Valhalla Room, make some adjustments, and then I can come over here to each track and add as much or less reverb as I want using the sends. So let's check it out. As you saw here, I just went ahead and put an EQ on this reverb on the actual aux or whatever. But man, I think that this beat is pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do to it, but I think that simplicity is best. You know what I mean? Just do leveling, EQing. You know, you can get a beat sounding really solid. When you start to add the reverb and all these other plugins, you just kind of as needed. One thing though, as far as like, you know, A/B in the mix and stuff like that, and listen to it on different speakers, you can come over here to the stereo out. And if you do have these plugins, they are kind of useful, not kind of, actually very useful, whatever. But we got some plugins here that you can use to A/B the mix. So like for instance, this Rode Studio. This is gonna mimic or, you know, act like we're in this big boy studio here, and we got near, mid, and far monitors. So we could check that out and see how it sounds here and if it makes a difference. And then you can also use a combination of these type of plugins. You know, they don't all have to be this Abbey Roads. You can come over here. They got this NX series. Like this NX series is crazy. This Germano Studios, I really like this one. Again, it's mimicking us being a big boy studio. Again, this is another reason why it's good to have these aux tracks. So like, you can always just come over here and then turn everything down this way. I low-key like that kick before I added that plug-in, so I'm gonna move that back up. Like really, that could be something that could be a dope like switch up throughout the beat, and adding that in can definitely, you know what I'm saying, affect how the mix sounds. Now, what I could do is I can basically use automation to trigger this on and off. So let's kind of do that. Let's pick a place in the beat where we want that to come on. Probably not in the beginning of the beat or whatever. Maybe like, because the beat switches up here. Alright, so we're going to trigger this to come in after this hook. So like after it finishes doing this part, that's when it's going to let it come in. So right here. So if I go ahead and push A, I could pretty much just go to the plugin here, and I should be able to just go to like the on and off thing. Let me see. Effect on and off. And then just click on this right here. So that turns it on. You feel me? And you can zoom in to make sure that it's on point. And then that's gonna turn it off. Obviously, you want to have a point where it just goes on and then completely off. So we'll have it come on completely, and then I want it to turn completely off here. So now you're gonna hear this do a completely different cool crazy thing. This plugin right here, this kaleidoscopes, is gonna turn on, and then it's gonna add a crazy effect to okay, I think I did that wrong. In this case, like say effect 1, I just want the plugin to turn on and off. Let me so in this case, like sometimes what you could do just to trigger it the right way. So if you can't find the actual knob on here, first I'm gonna delete this automation on here. But if you can't find it the right way, one thing I would recommend doing is one thing I would recommend doing is just triggering it a different way. So another way to do this would be to go over here to your automation down here where it says read, turn that on, and put it on touch. And now whatever you touch should go ahead and operate and turn on. So I can just open this, let this play, and then turn that on. And this is just gonna trigger it, then I can figure out exactly where that knob is. And the only reason why it was kind of difficult because this particular plugin has this so many knobs, I just didn't know where. I thought I knew, but I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's like on and off switch. So let's just go ahead and do that. Touch this on the piano. Let's yeah, so I don't know why sometimes it just turns right back off, but it's really cool because it's, you know, it's just enough to figure out where everything's at. Push A again, And now you're gonna see. So we wanted to do just bypass, I guess. Cool. And then you're just gonna put it to however long you want it on the beat. So y'all, that's gonna be the video for today. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Make sure you get subscribed to the channel if you're brand new. Also head over to my website, beatmakingbasics.com. Check out the courses, kits, and everything on the site. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you in the next one. We're out.